McCory as the green flag flies and they are off and running.
I think the back guys caught the front guys napping here. They made up a massive amount of ground going into turn number 1, I should say. And going into 1, it's going to be very slippery here. And Scotty Steele, he's going to be the pioneer as they head down this long straight down to turn 3 on lap number 1.
Now, I'm interested to see what happens, Matt, because Steele has said himself, I'm a rain specialist, man, and he's proved it before. Almost every race we've had in the rain, he's podium. Now, granted, up until Friday, he hasn't been in a truck for quite a while. We'll see if he's able to hold on to it here as that royal purple number 30 of Scotty Steele stays out in front. Right next to him is Bill Hines. And meanwhile, in the back of the pack, these guys are still in the same position here, just getting comfortable. It's a whole new racetrack now, Matt. It's wet out there. They're slipping and sliding as they get into that Toyo Tires jump.
And it was Viso and Dustin Scott going side by side. That's the third ramp, heading past the Firestone Bridge and into this tight complex of corners. Lyndike locking the rears momentarily aboard the Quicken Loans entry. And, yeah, they're plenty hungry. They want to eat the curbs here on lap number 1.
Absolutely. Serving curbs for lunch here with Stadium Super Trucks. You see Brabham starting to slip and slide, going a little wide. Big lead already right off the bat for the royal purple number 30 of Steele. Behind him is EJ Viso. Viso making quick work of a couple of drivers right off the bat, getting into P2 right away. But Dustin Scott says, I'm not letting you go that easily. As you see, Aaron Baumbach right in the middle diving in there. And Tyler McCory, who has yet to make a full lap on this circuit, just flying in this morning, still hanging pretty good in the middle of the pack.
And Viso, he's got Scott, who's hungry to get past here. They hit the last ramp before we come around the back side of the course. And thankfully, lap number 1, we haven't had too much carnage as they sweep through some pretty ominous clouds in the distance there behind the Continental Bridge. But looks like it's stopped raining here on the main straight as the big Stadium Super Trucks work their way around down to Motor City Casino Corner.
It's no surprise there. Matty Brabham and that Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000 number 7 already making some moves. Gotten up several positions here, almost in the mid-pack area right now. Brabham, I believe, is sitting about in the 6th or 7th spot right now, so that's pretty good. One lap in to be that far up. As you see the boss man there, Robbie Gordon, in the red Traxxas truck. He's pushing hard, as well as they complete lap number 1. Still out in front is Scotty Steele in the number 30 Royal Purple truck. Dustin Scott doing very well, still holding it down in P3. So a great run for Dustin Scott. He's looking for his first podium.
See plenty of guys landing awkwardly on that second ramp on the main straight. So lap 2 begins. Steele from Viso, Dustin Scott, Aaron Baumbach in 4th spot, then Morris, Tyler McQuarrie, Matt Brabham and Robbie Gordon from the back of the field ahead of Lyndike and Bill Hines.
Bill Hines dropping back, maybe having some possible truck trouble. He did start up front, goes to the back of the pack here pretty quick in lap number 1. As you see these guys freight training in, they're driving very smart. I would say, for lack of a better term, compared to usual. With the rain out here, nice and smooth, but look at just feeling no pressure right now. Scotty Steele out in front. He says, hey, I love it when it's wet, man. This is my type of conditions right here. And having EJ Viso right behind him, that's a big name. That's not someone I want to look in my rearview mirror and say, oh, that's cool. It's just Viso behind me.
Tilt your mirror down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's Baumbach, who's going to go wide down there through Pure Michigan Corner in this big, long, probably the widest point of this Belle Isle Grand Prix circuit now. Look at the margin that Steele had then for a moment, but Viso has got Scott, who's going to line him up for a pass down here.
Look at Dustin Scott almost out-motoring him down that backstretch. Goes to the outside, different line, dives to the inside. Oh, and Brabham tries to make a move, gets on the binders. Looks like, I think, Paul the Dude Morris getting together with, I think that was Baumbach back there as well. So these guys bumping and banging a little bit. They're starting to get a little more comfortable. It looks like it's not raining too much harder right now. Maybe they're slightly drying the track out, but you got to keep in mind, these DOT Toyo tires get the power of the ground in any conditions, whether it's wet, it's dry, it's dirt, it's concrete, it's asphalt. So that does make their job a little bit easier.
Yeah. Down to Motor City they come again. This is the second last corner. It's a bit of a sweeper right here down to the barrels, the chicanes down here, which penalty points on offer here if you knock one down. If you nick one, well, we'll have a look at that later on. As down to the final turn comes the leaders. And Scotty Steele, the 18-year-old from Arizona, looking pretty good here in the conditions he loves. But, man, he's got some talent behind him. And EJ Viso, the Venezuelan, who's back this weekend for the first time in a while in a Stadium Super Truck, right on the back in truck number 83.
Yes, he is. And behind him, we look like Paul the Dude Morris doing a little freestyle, if you will, off that jump. Front end real low. As you see right now, up on 3 wheels. Every one of these guys, you can see the Toyo tires are getting the power to the ground as every one of them's picking up the inside front tire. So they are running really hard. Rain's not a big deal as a drag race down Viso to the inside.
Watch Scott.
Out breaks him. Scott tries to dive to the inside of both of them. Coming out, it's hard to see exactly what happened. Does Viso make it stick? Yes, he does. Makes it stick. Scott drives to the inside of Steele as well. What a race for these top 3 drivers right now. And behind him, Matty Brabham has already made it up to P4 from start all the way back to the second to the last position. Now he's got the best seat in the house to see what's happening. I would imagine him and the dude are going to hook up. Brabham and the dude, and the Australians are going to do everything they can to freight train through these Americans up in front of them and catch that Venezuelan.
They're rubbing their hands together right now because we haven't got the competition caution just yet. So the second half of this race is going to be an absolute belter here in Detroit. It's down the inside now goes Scott, and look at Brabham. So it's going to be 2 for the price of 1 down here.
Brabham to the inside. There he goes. Great pass for him. Sets his sights on Dustin Scott, who is still holding down P2 right now. The number 30 Royal Purple truck leading the majority of the race so far, now dropping back a couple of positions. Keep in mind, folks, as Matt had mentioned, we will have a mandatory competition caution, full course caution coming up here shortly at the halfway marker, which will bunch the entire pack back up again as they will drag race down to the finish line here. So Viso getting out, getting comfortable. He's got clean air in front of him. He can pick the lines that he wants to pick as he pulls the lead out here, but they will pack him back up here shortly.
Should be this lap by. I can see the yellow flag getting ready to dangle off our starters box here.
You see them drag racing down into that chicane. It's a tight chicane, and that chicane is a no-pass zone, and they're just strictly for safety. As you see these guys bombing down. Oh, Robbie Gordon, all kinds of sideways on the front stretch jump on ramp number 1. Just a wild ride for him as he just gets out of his trophy truck from racing the desert in Baja 500, flies overnight and gets here and hops in the Stadium Super Trucks and already starts putting a charge up towards the lead.
And Morris just edging the truck above that curb, which they've been told to stay off the grass. He didn't touch it. He had plenty of air between these Toyo tyres. As now Viso locks up, and this is going to let Scott go through. So the Venezuelan has gone wide down there at Quicken Loan's turn.
Dustin Scott just gave Viso the oldest trick in the book. Plays a little I'm going to outbreak a game, doesn't do it, gets on the binders early, forces Viso to run it deep. Doesn't pan out for him. Brabham and Scott, now Brabham in the lead. P1 for him, starting all the way to the back of the pack, now up to first. Before the even, we have the first competition caution. So that was actually an amazing feat right there for Matty Brabs as he and Dustin Scott have at it. Dustin Scott, for a quick minute, was leading his first SST race. Brabham stole his thunder immediately.
It blew the candles out prematurely, didn't he? As down comes Brabham. And the competition caution not too far away. The Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000, number 7 that Robbie Gordon would normally steer. It's got the man who debuted at his first Indy 500. There was contact down there too, and truck's been pretty generous on the inside of the curb. And that's Steele, who was leading this race, back in the 3rd position, 4th position, I should say. As they head down into this tight, twisty part of this Belle Isle circuit.
See there, Viso going way inside of the curb there. They were told that's a no-no, but he didn't gain a position. He didn't gain any ground. If anything, I think it hurt him a little bit. Tyler McCrory almost doing the same, just not quite as severely. You see him down this long straightaway here, barreling by the Motor City Casino Hotel. Sign right there, and look at UFD on UFD. It is the dude versus Viso. Now, we've seen the past. Viso undoubtedly can win any one of these races, but when things start to go wrong for him, he gets frustrated. And I think we're starting to see that right now as the mandatory competition caution comes out for Matty Brown and P1, Dustin Scott, Steele, the dude Morris, Viso. Right behind him, Robbie Gordon, Aaron Bombach, McQuarrie, Leindyke, and Hines pulling up the rear. And now this is actually, you might think I'm a little weird, but this is one of my favorite parts of the race because that's when the 2017 Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000 comes out on the track as the pace car. In any form of racing there is, in my opinion, that is the coolest pace car you could ever have. And that is something that was actually, Arctic Cat has a great product out right now. And they said, hey, we want to take great and we want to make it excellent. And so that's exactly what Arctic Cat's doing with the help of Robbie Gordon and Todd Romano have gotten together, put this new machine together, and it is absolutely amazing. And I don't know about you, but I'm a huge fan of having fun.
Oh, I know that.
I never miss a good time.
You're in fun overload.
Oh, absolutely, Matt. And that Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000 is a bag of fun. It is such a great time to drive, and so to have that out here, and then also having superstar driver of Davey Hamilton in it. Look at him smiling away. He's got his girlfriend with him laughing. He probably told her, don't worry, I won't hit the jumps.
Yeah. Promise. He threatened yesterday to pull the helmet out, didn't he? He was serious about getting behind the wheel of the Royal Purple entry. Even you were a candidate there at one point.
Yes.
And we've lobbied very hard, folks, to be in this Arctic Cat Wildcat pace car on many occasions. But the problem is we wouldn't leave the circuit.
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly it. Well, yeah, yesterday, we were back and forth on what was going to happen and up in the air whether it's going to be Davey Hamilton was going to hop in it, and my name got thrown in the hat. I was pulling for that. I was certainly going to happy to let you do this part of it alone, as I put on the big zipper and took some laps. That would have been excellent.
And I was all for that too until he said he'd commentate from the truck. And we don't have 7-second delay here on our course commentary.
You see there is Davey Hamilton and his beautiful girlfriend there in that Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000. It's a cool looking vehicle, man. It's fast. You can jump it. It is a mini stadium super truck, as we see here. I'm wondering what exactly is going on here, because why is Dustin Scott up in front? Something must be going on with race control. Possibly Matty Brabham cut a curb, hit some grass, did something of that nature, and USAC's VP, Jason Smith, had to make a call and put Matty Brabham back a spot. So is Brabham going to be able to get him again? I don't know, but Dustin Scott's back out in front with only a handful of laps left to go as they get ready to take the green flag for the last and final time. And during all this action, Scotty Steele's also moved back up into P3. So he had been leading, dropped back to 5th at one point. Now the number 30 Royal Purple driver is in P3. So definitely a lot of exciting racing and numerous lead changes in just the first 4 laps.
And this is why we like the competition caution. We didn't invent it because we liked it. It's there for that reason. It also allowed Bill Hines, who was some 40 seconds behind the field, to tag onto the back. He hasn't got a lap down, but now he's back into the mix with this group of Stadium Super Trucks presented by Traxxas here, the final race at the Chevrolet Belle Grand Prix this weekend. There is Ari Leindyke Jr., the Quicken Loans number 25, a wealth of experience in open wheel racing, Indy Lights. He's tested in Formula One. He's been with us on a many occasion. He's coming down to Townsville for his first look in July as well. Great to have such an international flavour coming down to that part of the world, as now we go back to green flag racing. The 29-year-old from Grove Heights, Minnesota, will take us down to turn number 1.
Here is Dustin Scott in the lead once again, as he goes a little wide right there, feel comfortable. They drops the hammer, unleashes the fury, going into turn number 3. Three-wheeling's a good feeling for our leader, Dustin Scott, in the number 20 Speed Energy truck.
Look at that shot behind of the trucks. That just really shows how cool they are. And some of these trucks still carrying the Toyota stickers on the tread on the left front. That's how long they spend up. And now contact now between Steele and Brabham. And I think that'll be Morris who'll be the big winner out of this.
Scotty Steele runs it in way too deep with no room to go. Gets in the back of Brabham. Dude's able to capitalize it on it a bit. This dude able to keep that spot right there. I don't know. Scotty Steele's got his hands full for him now because he goes on these fast straightaways, and this track is fast. That crushed up hood is going to constantly be up in his face. He's not going to be able to see. It's going to make things very difficult.
That was Viso up on 2 wheels for the entire corner down there. So Scott starts to pull away with Matty Brabham. Steele in third. He's got the 2 UFD trucks Pac-Manning him down this long straight.
Now, that's got to be a scary ride right there. You see, right off the bat, Steele dropping back a couple positions. Now with that hood up going that fast, the front end up in the air, he cannot see where he's going. He's gonna be missing his brake points and things. He's not going to be able to push the truck as hard as he was earlier.
Gordon is in this now as well. On the back, forgive us when it says Brooks across the front. That is Robbie Gordon in the truck today. A late arrival into Detroit and now finds himself inside the top 6. As Scott brings us around through Continental. Look at Steele sideways. He knows he's got Gordon there, and Aaron Bumbach is looking to buy into this argument. Challenge for the lead now.
Wow, look at that. Brabham and Dustin Scott side by side. Who can outbrake who? Brabham goes to the inside on him, makes it happen. Great smooth pass right there by Matty Brabham. He goes back to the lead again where he was just a lap or so ago before he was penalized for what we believe was cutting over the grass. As you see him get ready to go into that Toyo Tires jump after the chicane here.
That
Matty
was good
Brabham
stuff.
back out in the lead. Dustin Scott right behind him. with 2 UFD trucks, Paul the Dude Morris in P3, Viso in P4, Robbie Gordon in P5. So Robbie Gordon, is his first time on the track this weekend, has gone from the 10th position all the way up to the 5th position with a couple laps left to go, Matt.
And Gordon had success here in IndyCar, a Champ Car back in the days, winner here on the streets of Detroit back in 1995 for the Walker Racing Team. And now locking onto the back of the UFD trucks. And now down the inside, it's on. Morris wants a slice of Dustin Scott here.
As he dives to the inside, is he able to make it happen? Dustin Scott says, no, I am not going to let you go. Holds his line, pushes the dude a little over. Oh, big contact right there in between the dude and Dustin Scott. Looks like Dustin Scott may have cut a tire down, possibly a left front tire, maybe down. He got himself into the wall there. Also made the dude drop back a little bit. Dustin Scott held his line, did not give up right there. May have ran it in a little bit deeper than he needed to. And the dude, he will not backpedal for anything like that.
Spin around the back here, and that's Ari Leindyke. So is there contact between him and Steele, perhaps? Hard to see from that point.
Ari Leindyke, I believe, went into a full 360 right there.
Look at Gordon. He'll have the 2 UFD trucks by the end of this lap.
As you see right now, out in front, Brabham looking comfortable. Oh, Morris goes wide, smokes the brakes right there. Viso makes the pass. Gordon capitalizes on both of them. It looks like we got a lot of smoke. It's hard to see if a truck went around right there. Now I believe it is Viso in P2.
Where's Gordon?
The dude in P3. There is Gordon up on 3 wheels in P4. And Aaron Baumbach right there, poised to make a move here, possibly with another podium.
Wow, hard to see what did go on there. Gordon could have had both of them, and now Viso clear track space back to his teammate for this weekend, and Paul Morris. And don't you think that Robbie Gordon won't be fired up here?
Absolutely he is. Absolutely is. I'm surprised we haven't seen more out of the number 6 of Tyler McQuarrie right now. It is his first time out ever on this racetrack, but he's holding his own mid-pack right now. He's got Brabham, Viso, the dude, 3 Aussies out in front. P4 right now is Robbie Gordon, followed by Baumbach and McQuarrie.
What a shame for Scott. It's a front left tire, and I bet you that's from the contact he had on the wall coming on that previous lap. So a shame for the Speed Energy Drinks entry. Same too for Viso. He's got a right flat front tire.
Now, I believe that was actually Ari Leindyke right there in the Quicken Loan truck. Yeah, but so many drivers and switching trucks, it's hard to say. But yeah, it looks like Ari Leindyke also having a problem there. It's hard to say what caused his accident in the back stretch. I believe he did a full 360 out there, and I don't know if he and Steele got into it together. Maybe the tire got cut down, and that caused it. It's going to be hard to say. But what is not hard to say is that, oh boy,
that's a lot of damage.
Pulling into the pits right now, the number 30 Royal Purple truck has got a lot of damage.
Now, if they're waving the slippery substance flag, as we call it in Australia, the red and yellow flag down there, maybe there's some oil that's come out of the number 30 down in that park, because that's where the contact happened on the previous lap.
And the good thing is about the Stadium Super Truck drivers, when they see that flag out, when it means there's a slippery substance on, they completely ignore it.
Of course.
And just keep right on running, these guys. And it's actually pretty funny. They run right through it. But with those tow tires, they can at times get away with that type of thing. As right now, still a good race for the lead. Starting to run down on laps, but still out in front, Matty Brabham, EJ Viso, and I believe it is Robbie Gordon right now in P3. No, actually still in P4 right now, and the dude is behind him. So still a great race up front.
Here they come us now. Look, it's sunny and it's grey skies in the distance as Matt Brabham comes around the backside of this course. It's out to nearly 4 seconds. That's what it looks like heading out of the Motor City Casino Hotel corner. Viso still running second, but running out of time as through comes Brabham. Won the race here on Friday. The Arctic Cat Wildcat, number 7, now setting sail for home here on the final lap. Morris runs in the 3rd spot. Down into 1 they go. So Brabham looking to shut the race down. You got Baumbach now up into 4th. McQuarrie, then Robbie Gordon. Fresh from his visit down at Baja yesterday, runs inside the top 6. But Matt Brabham, hasn't he been impressive this weekend as he makes a run down? A few raindrops on the lens down there. The sun is out, but there's so many grey clouds around this Belle Grand Prix course still. Bill Hines just cruising past here, and obviously some issues with the number 57 United Fibre and Data Services entry. Down into turn 3 they come, that long straight. Viso has left his teammate Morris now in the distance. It should be Baumbach next. It is in the Titan Wealth Advisors, number 87. So the man who finished on the podium here in Friday's race, the big lick of flame comes out the side. of truck number 87. He's got Tyler Macquarie in the number 6 that Scotty Steele drove earlier this weekend. Finds himself inside the top 5 on this, the last lap. And that slippery substance flag still down there in that part of the racetrack, but not affecting our lead group. Our top 3 guys now comfortably 10 seconds clear of the rest of the field as Lyndyke Jr. cruises around there in the Quicken Loans entry. But here is the young man, formerly for the Gold Coast, these days lives in Indianapolis. Raced for the Pertec Team Murray outfit last weekend at the Indianapolis 500 to net a P22 result. He won here on Friday to become the 13th different driver in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks presented by Traxxas, and looking good here with under half a lap to go here. Down to Motor City Casino corner. Viso has closed the gap, but Brabham, he's been cool, calm and collected since he got behind the wheel. He was scheduled to drive truck number 30 as late as an hour ago here in Detroit. And out back in the number 7 as down he comes into the final chicane and sweeps on by. He'll clear the first Toyo Tyres ramp and takes the checkered flag for the second time. Matt Brabham is the winner here at the Belle Grand Prix circuit. EJ Viso will finish in second place, some 3 seconds down the road. Then it'll be Morris over the line next. Then Bumbuck will get 4th. Tyler Macquarie will get 5th. And it'll be Robbie Gordon, Bill Hines, Ari Lyndyke Jr. And then back to the DNFs of Scott and Scotty Steele, who led this race for a split second there earlier on here today. 8 laps was the journey in the end with that competition caution, giving us a total of 9 laps as they head down to turn number 3. Folks, if you're down that part of the world, how about getting up off your feet and a big round of applause for our Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks here this weekend, presented by Traxxas. Matt Brabham is the winner and will take the overall round win, and deciding to put on a bit of a show down there at Quicken Loans corner. Very solid from the back of the field once again, as he did during Friday's race. Big shout out to Tyler Macquarie, who did a great job in this race too, to get inside the top 5 after never seeing this course before in that Safecraft equipment number 6. Behind him was Gordon from the back of the field, and expect him to get a bit further up there. And see teams and drivers now put on a bit of a show here. That's the last time we'll see him on the course this weekend at the Belle Grand Prix. If you've never seen it before, this is pretty standard stuff that we see from our Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. Our podium presentation will be coming up very, very soon. We don't need those Toyo tyres now. They are history. And Matt Brabham, back-to-back winner here, and will take his first round win in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks here at the Belle Grand Prix. So, confirmation, Brabham from Viso, Morris was 3rd, then Bumbuck, Macquarie, Gordon, Bill Hines, then Ari Lyndyke Jr., who cruised around to at least get a result aboard the Quicken Loans number 25. Dustin Scott and Scotty Steele of the races finishing here today. Trucks heading back into the pit area now. Our top 3 will head to the presentation area. There is Lyndyke just getting now towards. He's got the hand out to at least acknowledge he's got the checkered flag. It's been great, and our thoughts with Matt Mingo and his lovely wife Sheena. We wish him a very speedy recovery and hope to see the Gold Coast racer back with us in the very near future. But today, Matt Brabham continues to celebrate as he is your winner of the Speed Energy Drinks Stadium Super Trucks presented by Traxxas.
And this is one series where we see almost as much action on the cool-down lap as we do during the race. And there it is. You can see it up the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. Matt Brabham with the win. Boy, what a week it's been for him. He makes his debut at Indianapolis last Sunday, and this weekend he is here and is a winner in the Stadium Super Trucks. Of course, this is the second to the last of our racing activities because we got the second of the duels coming up here.